Tonight, we're finally going to get a chance to give this Wise Owl Outfitters tarp a rain test. I finally got one coming in, so what I did was I ran outside real quick, set this up outside our shed. I don't know what's going to happen, but at least we're set up. I don't know how hard it's going to rain. All of these seams are taped, and they look like to me like they're taped right. When the rain comes, I'll come back out and get under it. And when the rain is over, possibly tomorrow morning, I'll get out and come back under it, and we'll take a whole look over it. But I have some high expectations for this tarp just because of how good it looks. I like its layout, although I'm going to get 2 more tarps that are pretty expensive. They should last me a long time. This was an inexpensive option, and I wanted to see if it's a good option for everyone else out there. Okay guys, I just came out. The tarp has been out here all night. It didn't start raining until about 3 or 4 o'clock this morning, and I was in bed. So I just came out. I haven't looked under it yet. Let's see how she did, but the outside looks really good. You can see the water repelling off, just rolling down, so the fabric itself is nice. And let's go peek. Guys, that looks great. Right now, she's okay. Now, it's not, there's no dripping under this tarp, but I can say it feels damp. So, as you can see, as I can see, that there's no buildup of water under the tarp. It's just that there's a little dampness, not wet, but damp. Alright, let's look under. Now, as you guys can see, there is no moisture under the tent, but it is still damp. It's like, I can't describe it. Moisture is coming in through this. It's not dripping down, but if this was over top your hammock and it was touching something, it's going to get it wet. That's the best way I can put it. But as you can see, the seam didn't get wet. So I'll probably keep this tarp and spray it down. I would just say, go by what I'm saying. You might get one that never gets any moisture, but the one I'm testing is moist. Wow guys, I was not expecting that to happen. I absolutely love Wise Owl's products. I love their hammock. I love their netting for the hammock because the way the whole system goes together. I've used the tarp out with the hammock, but I haven't used it in any rain. I only used it as a cover in case it rained, and the only thing it ever has gotten on it is just light dew. So of course that gave me no indication whether this tarp was going to fail or not. So I knew this storm was coming in. I wanted to get out there, get it right. So just in case if we had some bad winds, it would be fine. And we didn't have any, thank goodness. We just had a steady onslaught of rain, and it was just straight down. It wasn't like a breezy blowing wind. It was just straight down, heavy rain for hours and hours. And I was really surprised that the tarp did that. I don't see myself using that tarp like it is. I'm going to treat that tarp, spray it down heavy with some of my silicone spray, and then I'll use it in the future. But that's for me. I don't recommend buying that tarp right now for anyone else. The product I got from Wise Owl failed in my book, and what it was doing was it was allowing the moisture to come through the material. Although it wasn't pulling, it wasn't dripping, the material was wet. Now if you put your hand on it and you rub the back of your hand or palm of your hand, your hand was moist, not where it was saturated, but it was really damp. Now if your hammock is laying up against that, it's going to get wet. It's just going to like wick its way through into whatever touches it. So to me, that's a failure. The tarp shouldn't be doing that in the first place. I don't know, there's just no other way to explain it, because when I looked on top, when I first walked out and I saw that water just beating off in rows and rows and just streaming right off, the tarp was shedding it well. I thought it was great. I thought it was gonna be no problem at all. I thought when I reached under there, it was gonna be as dry as dust. Like I said, growing up, I've played with poly tarps over the years, and a poly tarp has never done that. It does not permeate a poly tarp. So I know it's an inexpensive tarp. I'm really hoping that Wise Owl sees this video and addresses this problem. I'm not sure if it's in the manufacturing process, whether it's something they're making the tarps out of, but it really needs to be addressed, because
if they could get this tarp 100% waterproof, which it already should be, but let's say this tarp was 100% waterproof, this thing would be very competitive in the tarp market because of the tie-up points, the guy lines that come with it, and the adjusters on the guy lines on the corners. They work great. I love all that. But what good is it if the tarp's not waterproof? So all my seasoned hammockers or tarp users, please let me know what you think. Is it a fail? Would this be a fail in your book? Would you ever use it? I'm curious. Let everybody know down in the comments. Everyone needs to share this information, but yeah, I'm disappointed. So as always, guys, please like, share, and if you haven't already and you like the content, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys again real soon. I'm out for now.